Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. So today is a very special reading. It's a reading I have wanted to do since I began doing these readings. It is for Tupac. Tupac is such an inspiration to me. He is my favourite artist. Next to Adele, he's my favourite artist. And I absolutely adore and love him. It's a very special reading. I only hope I can do his energy and his character and his story justice. Is very important for me. So if you like this reading, please hit a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you want to see more readings, and let's get into reading for Tupac. I'm going to start with this because I think it's important. Over on my Instagram, I held a poll. I let you guys know that I was reading for Tupac this week, and I asked, do you think Tupac is still alive? And the polls came in and 34% of people said yes and 66% of people said no. Now, me personally, like I said, I'm a big Tupac fan. I have done so much research on this, you have no idea. My own theory is, do I think Tupac is still alive? Yes, I do. But I have to put that all aside. And I'm going to be honest, when I was meditating, and I'm asking numerous times, is he there? Is he here? Is he there? Is he here? I can't get a straight answer. Tupac's energy, wherever he is so protected, it's hard for me to even crack in a little bit. I asked if I could speak with his mum, Afeni, and she has, and I'm speechless, I had to stop there, she has. She has said we can speak, and I'm so honoured and grateful for that. So her energy is here, it's very light. I don't think she's wanting to stay around for a very long time. I had begun to ask her, is Tupac there or is he here? Her energy on that is very not wanting to talk about it too much, okay? And all I can tell you is I can't tap into Tupac's energy in spirit. And the answer and the feeling and the vibe I'm getting is he's not there. Every person I've asked who would, you know, Lisa Left Eye, one of Tupac's very good friends, said he's not here. Nipsey Hussle, he's not here. These are very clear answers that I got. So I can only take that as he's not there, he's here. And because he's here and he's obviously in hiding, he's not supposed to be here, he's not supposed to be on Earth. His energy is extremely protected. I was speaking to his mum and I asked, you know, is he there? And she did kind of say no. And I said, well, you know, why? And she kind of said, you know as well as I do, if he hadn't have done what he did and he hadn't have left, he would have died. He would have been killed. And he knew that and he saw that coming. I asked, you know, was it a spontaneous thing? You know, was the shooting actually real? Did that actually happen? Apparently it was staged, okay? And I even feel, me talking about this right now, I feel very nervous. I feel very nervous to talk about this. It's almost like I'm hesitant to, and that's the energy I feel with her. It's almost like if I start saying these things, it's breaking a protection around him that I don't want to break. I asked if it was a spontaneous thing or had it been planned. She said it had been planned, but it was still spontaneous. It had only been planned up to about 2 weeks before. So it was relatively spontaneous, okay? Tupac, up until the point of, I'm going to say his passing because we don't know what happened, and I think he's here. Honestly, if he was there, I would be able to call in his energy, and I can't because I don't think he's there. But up until that day, he started to go through, I'm just seeing the money, it's the money. There was money issues and there was just no escape. He was an extremely smart person. If you know anything about this man, he is extremely smart, but he'd got in under his depth, out of his depth. He was in too deep. In certain situations, he was in too deep. And I feel like I can't breathe. I feel like I can't get out of this. How do I get out of this? How am I going to get out of this? There's only one way you're going to get out of it, and it's to run. And that's what I feel like happened. There was a lot of people, I feel like I can constantly feel him looking over his shoulder. There was a lot of people who wanted to get this man, okay? Because he knew a lot of things. He was very intelligent at the time, very influential, had a lot to say. And had he have been able to break out on his own, he would have been even more powerful. Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur. Oh my gosh, Tupac Shakur. Yes, Tupac Shakur. Okay. Interesting. That is very, very interesting. We've got a lot of people in here. We've got a lot of people in here. Very interesting cards that we should pull out, because there's a number of, these don't just pull to one scenario, there's a number of different scenarios going on here, okay? Over here we've got the Five of Pentacles, and it's crossed over by, oh, they're both reversed. So we've got the Five of Pentacles reversed and the Sun reversed, okay? Five of Pentacles reversed talks about greed. Now, I love you, but there was a moment in time where Tupac, coming from very humble beginnings, became very carried away in what this life was and what it could give, and didn't really look at where the money was coming from. He just attached money to being an artist, being a rapper. He attached, you know, I'm a rapper now, I've got money. He didn't ever look at where it was coming from and, you know, how much he was going to owe and how much debt he was going to end up being in, and it forced him to have delayed beginnings. There were so many things he wanted to do, so many plans he wanted to have, so many goals he wanted to reach, but his greed got in the way of his mentality. That's what I'm actually being given. His greed got in the way of his mentality. The Six of Wands reverse, which we've got here, talks about disappointment, okay? And it talks about no matter how devoted or determined you are for a dream to become a reality, it keeps getting delayed. It keeps being delayed. There's so many things here talking about a delay. We've got the Lovers card reversed here, which again talks about a commitment not being followed through. It talks about breakups and something not working out how you wanted it to work out, and it's talking about tension building and an imbalance of emotions. So someone feeling one way towards a person and the other not feeling the same. There's so many feelings here of people not being on the same page. Tupac didn't read documents. As clever as he is, he didn't read documents. He just signed papers. He would just sign. He didn't read. And he read a lot of books. I mean, he didn't read paperwork. When it came to business, Tupac could have been a lot more clued up. He was very intelligent in terms of education and books and philosophers and poetry, very intelligent. But when it came to business, he really needed to be a lot more switched on. He was very trusting of people, trusting of the lovely King of Pentacles, who rose in front of him and said, oh look, here's all the money in the world that you can need. I'll make everything better for you. I think we all know that Mr. King of Pentacles in this situation is Suge Knight. Suge Knight came along and said, I will make everything better and I will do it with money. And Tupac, wanting a better life, trusted him. We've got the Queen of Cups reversed, okay? So the Queen of Cups reversed talks about someone who's very jealous. It talks about someone who's very needy, someone who wants a lot of your time, wants a lot of your energy. This is I don't actually know what her name was. This is the wife, the lady that he married. I'm not sure what her name was, but this is her. This is her energy, 100%. We then have the Queen of Wands. Another lady came into his life. I think this is she's the daughter of that producer. Can't remember who. I'm sure a lot of you will know, but as we know, Tupac had a girlfriend before he passed. I'm just seeing her come in because her energy came in and it grounded Tupac a little bit. It brought him back down to earth, okay? It brought him back down to a state of mind where he could think straight, he could think clearly. She was very motherly over him, very, very motherly, and wanted to look out for him and had his best interests at heart at all times, okay? And then over here we've got the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords reverse is about false heroics, okay? Someone who wants to come in. This again, there was a lot of people around him that just could not be trusted. People that wanted to come in and be like, I'll do this for you, I'll do that for you, I'll help you, don't worry, I'll take care of it. Trying to act as though they had his best interests at heart when they did not. Right, let's pull some more cards. Because as clever as Tupac was, he made some errors. He made a little bit of mistakes. Tupac Shakur. His mum isn't, she's here, but she's not going to talk unless I ask a question. So 5 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, Tupac, Wheel of Fortune. The 6 of Pentacles talks about being given a gift. It's like a financial gift, someone giving you money. As we have established, we know that was Mr Suge Knight. And following that, we had the 5 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords talks about defeat. Taking that money and living that lifestyle and being that way put Tupac in a state where he had entrapped himself, okay? And he trapped himself in a situation that he couldn't get out of. And even though everything was meant to be moving in his direction, everything was meant to be working for him, he still felt on the bottom of the wheel, okay? He still felt as if the whole world was on his shoulders, okay? And this is where he decided a twist of fate. The Wheel of Fortune talks about a twist of fate. Basically, well, yeah, I suppose it's the same thing. You having a hard time and you turning it around. And this here is where he decided, right, I can't do this. I have to hatch a plan. How did that plan work? How did that plan work for Tupac? How did that plan work for Tupac? How did that plan work for Tupac? Tupac, 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 Tupac. There's so many reverse cards here. I can't quite believe it, to be perfectly honest. Do you know whose energy is just so strong in here? It's strong because I can't grasp Tupac's energy. I cannot grasp it, no matter how much I try. His energy is the most difficult I have ever been able to tap into. His energy is extremely protected, okay? I don't know who by, but his energy is extremely protected. I'll tell you whose energy is strong as hell here, Suge Knight. All of these cards represent Tupac's relationship with Suge Knight. We have the 6 of Swords, which is the only upright card here, which is when I said, and he hatched a plan. 6 of Swords, peace restored. It was the only way. It was the only way he was escaping Suge Knight. It was the only way he was escaping the FBI. It was the only way he was escaping this tornado of events that he had around him. It was the only way, okay? And as soon as he made that plan, he could begin to start his life again. The Knight of Cups reversed is emptiness, okay? And this is how Tupac felt for a while. He was like, okay, I'm going to have to go into hiding. I'm going to have no one around me. I'm going to be alone. Okay, and that's going to take a while to soak up and accept, okay? Because actually, Tupac is someone who liked to be around people. He was a people person. And although he would love to go into the studio and write on his own, and well, not even on his own, he still liked people around him because people were his inspiration, okay? The King of Swords talks about a harsh opponent, someone who relentlessly pursues the prize. He may show cruelty even in his desire to win, okay? That is Suge Knight. That is Suge Knight to a T. 2 of Pentacles here, reversed, we've got money worries, okay? This all stemmed around the money he owed to Suge Knight, and how he was going to pay it back. There was no way. There was just no way. He had no way out. This was the only kind of outcome. And it was proposed to him. It was proposed to him. He was given this option. Well, I feel like he actually came up with this option together with Suge Knight. I feel like it was a joint thing. Because let's put it this way. If Suge Knight had said, no, you're not going anywhere, he wasn't going anywhere. It had got to that point where Suge was running everything. Everything. Okay? And he didn't really have much choice. I'm being given 3 places. I'm being given Barbados, Cuba and Mexico. They are the 3 places I've been given. When I initially asked his mum where he is, she had told me Mexico. I thought he was in Cuba. So I don't know. I don't know whether he has like solitude the right word, or what would be the right word? I don't know, but you know, I don't know whether he has the ability to move between those 3 places, is what I'm saying. I don't know. Right, Tupac Shakur. Let me tell you, his energy is protected. It's protected by spirit. We'll pull 3 more cards, but that's very interesting. Tupac Shakur. Okay. His mum is an absolute darling. Let me tell you. She loved her son in such a beautiful way, and their relationship was incredibly special. Okay. Incredibly special. Step away from the crowd. Okay. I feel very emotional. For him to leave, it was very it's not something he wanted to do, okay? It's not something he wanted to do. But like I say, there were so many people after him that there was really no other choice, okay? And there were people, he let friends, family, people that he didn't get to say goodbye to, okay? And, you know, there are things that he has carried on his chest. I can't see too much of his life now, but I don't feel like he's crossed over. And I don't want anyone to come in the comments and say, blah, 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 blah. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but I have to go on the energy that I feel. I cannot pick up on Tupac Shakur's energy in the spirit world. His energy feels like it's still on earth, okay? His energy feels like it's still here on earth. The fact that I have pulled Step Away from the Crowd just confirms that for me, followed by Decorate. Whenever I pull out Decorate, that symbolizes to me a move away, going into a new home, going into a new space, okay? That again symbolizes that to me. Here we've got Take No Offense, okay? That to me is more for the people he left behind, because I'm being told there were certain people he made sure he said goodbye to, and there were other people that he just didn't have the time. And it's more like letting them know, it's not that I didn't love you, it's not that I didn't want to say goodbye to you, because to not say goodbye to you really hurt my heart. I just didn't have the time, okay? So the fact that we've got It's Not an Emergency here signifies to me that there wasn't a death, okay? That signifies to me that there wasn't a death. Now here we've got Say No, Accept Love and Lend a Hand, okay? Few things here. The Lend a Hand card I've got here, this wasn't something he orchestrated alone, and I just want to make that clear. It's not like he just said, oh, I'm gonna go. No, this was something that was planned. It was spontaneous. It wasn't like months in the planning, but it's something that was planned with someone else, another man, I believe to be Suge Knight, over a course of I'm getting around 2 weeks, okay? There were some people he told that were like, please don't do this, obviously. And that's where the say no comes in. He had to be like, no, and this is him walking away and stepping away from the crowd. No, it doesn't matter what you say to me, this is what I have to do. And you'll notice when you watch a lot of celebrities interviews on Tupac and they're asked, is Tupac still alive? A lot of them know and some of them don't, okay? Some of them don't know. Tupac was very careful about who he told about what he was going to do, okay? He was very, very careful about it. I'm being told there's just one more card I need to pull here to go with the accept love. So let's just pull that. Oh gosh. I got 2 cards. Okay. That would make sense. Okay. Okay, right. Yes, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Okay. The woman that Tupac left behind was one of his biggest regrets. Okay. And that was the one thing that hurt him the most. And we've got a lot of cards here that talk about walking away, okay? And I feel like now that I'm getting this energy, it's really funny. Look forward, keep going. I'm telling you now, that woman, and I do feel like it's that producer's daughter. I can't remember. I feel really embarrassed that I can't remember. Is it Smokey Robinson? Is it Smokey Robinson's daughter? He was with someone's daughter. He was with one of those Motown legends. He was with one of their daughters. And he loved her. My God. That's one thing I can feel. He loved her. Loved with every inch and being in his heart. And she loved him just the same, okay? It was his first experience of love. I have to be honest, that was his first real experience of unconditional love, okay? The reason I feel like we've now got this is, yes, he didn't get to say goodbye to everyone, but also this stands for this man and this woman. He wants her to know specifically to what he did was nothing to do with her, and if he could have stayed with her, he would have. And he nearly did. He nearly threw away this plan and said, forget it, if they come for me, they come for me, because I can't be without you. And it was very hard to say no and to walk away and to keep looking forward and not look back. And he really had to do that. And it took him a long time. I feel like there was a lot of depression around Tupac after this move. I do feel like it was a real struggle. And the final card, and I feel like it's the most adequate card that we could have ever ended on, is listen to the music. There are messages in Tupac's music. There is stories in Tupac's music. There is advice. There is help. There is motivation. There is inspiration. There is life in his music. And I feel like we couldn't have ended on more of a perfect card for this absolute legend. And I'm so grateful. His mum was there, but I didn't feel like she really wanted to speak, and I didn't want to intrude on that too much. If someone doesn't want to, if someone just wants to show their presence and let their presence be known, that's fine. You know, I will always ask, are you happy to talk to me? And if then, you know, she was, but she wasn't forthcoming, and so I didn't want to push on it too much. His energy's not there. Take that as you want. I take that as his energy is still here on earth, which means he's still alive. That's how I take that. If you research Tupac and you know a lot about him, it's not absurd that he would still be alive. It's not an absurd thing, okay? If you know his story and you know his life and you know the whole surroundings of his death, it's not strange that he would still be alive. It's really not. So it's definitely possible. It's possible that he has passed on, but because of how things are with Tupac, I don't think he wants it to be known if he's dead or alive. I'll be honest, that's the feeling I get. I don't think he wants it to be known, and I respect that. I respect that absolutely and utterly and fully. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, comment down below happy birthday Tupac, hit a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this one, and I will see you soon for another video, lovelies. Bye! California love. do 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 do.